Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Monsters of the Past. As always, I'm your host, Mr. G. Today, we'll be discussing the mascot of extinction, the famous flightless bird from Mauritius, the dodo. The dodo, Rhaphis cucullatus, was a member of the pigeon family. It was possibly omnivorous because, while accounts only ever detail them eating fruit, some think that they could have also eaten shellfish, so I'm just putting this here to be safe. Lived during the Holocene on the island nation of Mauritius. The story of the dodo is one full of tragedy. These pigeon relatives came to Mauritius a long time ago, and since there are no predators on the island, they lost the ability to fly since it wasn't needed anymore. They also grew larger since when you're an island species, you either shrink or grow. Anyway, they were isolated for a long time until they were discovered by Dutch sailors in the 1600s. And for the next few decades, the dodos ended up getting wiped out. For the longest time, people thought it was because so they could be eaten, but according to contemporary writings, dodo tasted terrible. Instead, the more likely explanation of what happened is that it was a combination of sport hunting and introduced pests wiping out their nests. Now, because of how fast they went extinct, dodos are often characterized as stupid, but most scientists nowadays think they would have actually been on the same level as other pigeons. That is to say, not the smartest birds, but not stupid either. No, the real problem with the dodo is that because they had no predator, they had no survival instincts, which led to their downfall. Because of how fast the dodo was wiped out, it was actually considered to be a mythical creature for a while. However, because of bones and other tangible evidence, we know for a fact that they were real. Nowadays, the dodo is often used as a metaphor for human-caused extinction. In fact, I remember I had this book about endangered animals as a kid that featured a Hall of Shame section that had a bunch of portraits of animals wiped out by human causes. Stuff like the passenger pigeon and the great auk. And in the center under a spotlight was the dodo. Well, what happened to the dodo is a tragedy, but it's also not a unique case, as island wildlife is particularly fragile. Now, dodos appear a lot in pop culture, so much like something like the T-Rex or Megalodon, there's no way I'll be able to cover them all, but here are some ones that I wanted to highlight. In the Jurassic Park franchise, they appear as an adoptable animal in Jurassic Park Builder, where, hilariously, they're one of the stronger creatures in the game. While they're not adoptable in Jurassic World the game, they do appear as a food source for several of the Cenozoic animals. And there's a boss that's a mutated dodo known as the Death Dodo. They were also in that Jurassic Park Pokemon Go game, I guess. Dodos are an adoptable animal in Zoo Tycoon 2. In Looney Tunes, dodos are portrayed as... I don't actually know how to describe this thing. Dodos make appearances in the Ice Age films where they're portrayed as stupid, of course. A dodo is a character in Alice in Wonderland and some of its adaptations, although he doesn't appear nearly as much as someone like the Cheshire Cat or Mad Hatter. And dodos appear as a tameable creature in Ark Survival Evolved, where they're stupid. That's all for this episode of Monsters of the Past. Yeah, goodbye.